Office romance movies hit different. Not because romance is rare on screen, but because the office setting turns every glance, every shared elevator ride, every late night in the building into something charged and risky in a way no other backdrop quite manages. These 7 films take the tension of forbidden workplace attraction and do something specific with it. They blend comedy, drama, and raw ambition colliding with real desire. Each one earned its audience for a reason and is worth your time. And number 7 is where this whole genre started. Working Girl dropped in 1988, and the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences nominated it for Best Picture. It was nominated not for Best Comedy or Best Musical, but for Best Picture. That tells you immediately what kind of film this is. Melanie Griffith plays Tess McGill, a secretary from Staten Island who is sharper than most of the executives above her, and her boss knows it, which is exactly why she steals Tess's ideas and takes the credit. When that boss breaks her leg on a ski trip, Tess steps into her office and starts pretending to be her. She does this in a real financial company around real executives, and while holding this complex lie together, she falls for Harrison Ford's Jack Trainer, a man who believes every word she tells him. She must figure out what to do when the person she is falling for is also the person who could expose everything. Working Girl answered that question with a movie that still holds up nearly 4 decades later. The romantic tension works because the stakes are enormous, and every tender moment between Tess and Jack carries the full weight of everything she built. Bridget Jones's Diary hit screens in 2001, and Renee Zellweger was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Comedy for this performance. The film earned $281 million worldwide. Bridget is not polished or put together. She is self-aware, genuinely funny, and falls completely for her boss, Daniel Cleaver, played by Hugh Grant at his most dangerous and most charming. Both of them know this is a terrible idea, yet neither stops. That space between knowing something is wrong and doing it anyway is something most people recognize from their own lives, and this film captures it without judgment or explanation. Many people have sat in that exact position, fully aware and moving forward anyway. The film does not lecture you, but rather just shows you. And that honesty is why audiences still love it more than 20 years later. 2 Weeks' Notice came out in 2002 and put Sandra Bullock opposite Hugh Grant in a sharply different dynamic. She plays Lucy, a Harvard-educated lawyer who works for George, a wealthy developer played by Grant, who is charming, entirely helpless, and completely dependent on Lucy for every personal and professional decision in his life. She picks his suits, manages his chaos, and takes calls at midnight. When Lucy finally quits, both of them discover at roughly the same moment that what they called a working relationship was something far harder to walk away from. The film earned $199 million globally. Its quiet brilliance is the pacing, featuring 2 people who are already in love spending over 100 minutes arguing about why they are not. Set It Up arrived on Netflix in 2018 and spread through pure word of mouth the way only genuinely good things do. Zoe Deutsch and Glenn Powell play Harper and Charlie, 2 completely buried assistants who share a building and one desperate idea. If they secretly set their impossible bosses up with each other, they might finally get a night off. This plan is reckless, clever, and against everything their jobs require. And while engineering this forbidden setup, Harper and Charlie start catching feelings for each other, which was not part of the plan. The film earns its romance before it delivers it. You care about these 2 as real people first, which means when the love story arrives, it feels like a reward rather than a formula. Powell and Deutsch have a warmth together that cannot be manufactured, and this film knew exactly how to use it. The Hating Game released in 2021 and committed fully to enemies to lovers, which, when executed with precision, is one of the most satisfying structures in romantic film. Lucy Hale and Austin Stowell play Lucy and Joshua, 2 coworkers thrown together after a company merger forces two completely different corporate cultures into one office. They cannot stand each other. Then, a senior promotion opens up for one spot between the two of them, and now they are competing directly against the person they see every single morning. The slow burn is patient. Every wall gets placed deliberately, brick by brick, interaction by interaction. When those walls finally come down, the release feels earned because you watched every uncomfortable, defensive, stubborn moment that built up to it. That is how you correctly write a slow burn. The Proposal from 2009 earned $317 million worldwide on a $40 million production budget. This return represented a significant profit. Sandra Bullock plays Margaret, a powerful book editor facing deportation to Canada who solves her problem by forcing her assistant Andrew, played by Ryan Reynolds, into a fake engagement rather than asking him. She puts his entire career on the line, and he agrees, and they fly to Alaska to meet his whole family while maintaining a lie that gets harder to hold every single hour. What separates this film from standard romantic comedy is that both characters carry real emotional armor. Margaret did not become cold by accident. She built those walls for reasons the film slowly reveals. Watching them come down is not just funny, but genuinely moving. Bullock and Reynolds each bring something unguarded to this that lifts the whole film beyond its premise. Fair Play is the youngest and sharpest entry on this list. Released in 2023, it received a standing ovation at Sundance before Netflix acquired the rights for $20 million. Phoebe Dynevor and Alden Ehrenreich play Emily and Luke, two people in a committed, serious relationship hidden inside a high-pressure hedge fund where workplace involvement between employees means immediate termination. This dynamic is already dangerous. Then Emily gets the promotion Luke wanted, and from that point forward, Fair Play goes somewhere colder and far more honest than anything else on this list. It examines what ambition does to the people closest to you, how a shift in power changes the way two people see each other, and how love and ego can exist in the same relationship at the same time and still fail to protect it. This is not the most comfortable watch here, but it is without question the most honest. Of all 7 films on this list, Fair Play is the one you will still be turning over in your head the next morning. Tell us which of these 7 hits hardest for you in the comments below. If there is an office romance film you think belongs on a list like this, write it down, because those suggestions are always worth reading. Subscribe for more content like this, hit the like button if this delivered, and we will catch you on the next one. These are 7 movies, 7 offices, and 7 love stories that had no business happening. From Working Girl's 1988 Secret Identity to Fair Play's 2023 examination of what power actually costs inside a relationship, this genre keeps getting made because The Office is a place most people know. You have worked somewhere, sat near someone, and felt that specific friction of proximity and professionalism pushing against each other. These films take that friction all the way to its conclusion, whether that conclusion lands as laughter, heartbreak, or something you cannot easily name.